All right, guys, I want you to take a look at this little clip from Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley used to commentate. He used to be one of the commentators on HBO. Uh, Boxing, I don't know, expert, you could say, or whatever. But he's the typical. Let's not look at him as Jim Lampley. Let's just look at him as though you've never met this guy and you just now hearing an interview from this guy. I'm gonna tell you why boxing the way it is, the fans and stuff. So you got a mixed bag of everybody that knows what they're looking at when they watch boxing. You got people that, they have their likes. You got crazy fanatics that, you can't tell them nothing. They gonna ride or die no matter what. But this guy is supposed to be somebody that actually knows boxing. And he's at the forefront. He used to be of when you're watching boxing, you can hear him talking and he can influence whoever's watching. Check this out.
What'd you think about Canelo's performance tonight?
I thought it was about as good as it gets. I thought that was a tremendous all-around demonstration of what makes Canelo Alvarez the greatest fighter of the generation.
Now, he said it makes Canelo, this is why, it makes him one of the greatest fighters of the generation. He didn't say the guy's fighting somebody that ain't even in his weight class. That's how he used to do Pacquiao. Pacquiao's coming up, catch weighting and fighting and stuff, even though Pacquiao won. But Canelo is 168 pounds. He's even went up to one light heavyweight. You fighting somebody that's fighting that did good at 154. It was undisputed at 154. Comes up, dude. He's not even fighting nobody in his weight division for him to say this. Why are you even saying this?
From the fabulous chin to the very effective defense to mixing power punches together in the middle rounds to landing one of the best right hands he's ever thrown.
Look who he threw it against. Charlo was too small. He wasn't ready for that jump. He's dead. Look at his eyes. He's dead serious. You got guys like this in comment sections when they see videos, they comment. They don't know what the hell they looking at or what they even talking about. This is why Canelo's the way he is. Obviously, you're going to look good. You fight somebody 2 divisions below you. I'm not trying to take that away from Canelo. I'm just talking about the people that watch fights, and this is the outcome. This is what they think.
Knocked Charlo down and using a series of left hooks to widen the margin down the stretch of the fight. It was vintage Canelo. It's about as good as it gets.
Why did you?
I hate watching stuff like this because it makes me want to cry. He don't know Charlo stole a bag. Took it. Thief. He just saying that Charlo, he's the guy.
You think it was a one-sided fight?
Why?
Yeah.
I think it was a one-sided fight because Canelo Alvarez is a historically great fighter. I mean,
look at he's Sterling. He's grinning. And he don't talk about black fighters like that. Let's keep it real. Hispanics and whites, he loves them. Just this is how it go. You guys know how it go. Minorities, y'all know. Look at him. Watch when he says, watch his face light up like a light bulb.
Margin down the stretch of the fight, it was vintage Canelo. It's about as good as it gets.
Why did you think it was a one-sided fight?
Look at his face.
Why?
Yeah.
I think it was a one-sided fight because Canelo Alvarez is a historically great fighter. I mean, Jermell Charlo's a talented fighter. He's proven that in the ring. But once...
You ain't mentioned that he's too small. People think, oh, they weigh the same, so they're the same. That's what people think in boxing. But Charlo's a bigger guy. He's taller. They weigh the same amount, so it's even. It don't work like that, guys.
In every generation, maybe twice in every generation, you get somebody who is up here, better than all the rest. That's who Canelo Alvarez is.
Jim, which is the...
He never, this used to be a sports commentator. He never mentioned it. He never said Charlo bit off more than he can chew. You can tell his power didn't resonate up to this division. The sluggish, he didn't even look like he was in the same. Charlo like he never fought in his life. Charlo knew it. He knew he had nothing for Canelo.
It's about, fighting the best fights and making the most money at this point.
Fighting the best fights and making the most money. He told you right there. Charlo should be arrested. He stole that money. He didn't fight for his money. He didn't fight. He ran. He was in survival mode. He knew that round one, you seen it. He wouldn't even throw a punch and tell Canelo through like he a counterer. Canelo was game. Canelo was wanting to fight. This is the first Canelo. Listen, this guy normally talks trash. He was going to use that as motivation, but him talking nice pissed him off, so he got motivation while he's training. Pissed him off, man. What's going on with this dude? He's from lines only.
Point of my life and career. So fighting, Ron Mendoza or...
He's lying. He's sitting there. First 48, when them dudes sitting at the table, they lying to the police. He got that same look. Look at his face. Thief. I can't believe he went out like that. For some money, now your stock didn't drop. That's why Crawford talking about, man, I don't want to fight you. You ain't on my hit list no more. You just laid there. Don't call my name out now. You the loser. He just wanted to survive. Take the least. You can tell from round one, he was thinking, okay, how can I get through this fight, take the least punishment so I can get to this bag. Then I can go ahead and go back down to 154. Let my brother go ahead and take care of this. I just want to go ahead and still, crazy.
Tizoo, who got an Australian fan base, it's just not as
the eyes don't lie.
satisfying to me sometimes.
Charlo normally cries when he loses.
Like I said, I listen to my coaches, follow the plans of my management.
He's so calm.
And go from there.
You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. You just stole that, man. You just stole money. Pay-per-view. God, people had to pay $85 to watch you run. I didn't even pay for the fight, and I'm pissed. Shaking your head. That's me. I stole.
And go from there.
Trying to convince himself. He got excited when the Crawford came up. Oh, I want to fight Crawford.
You mentioned that
no,
you can
I don't want to see that Charlo now.
That you are ready to beat his skills. Canelo's skills.
That's what I like about Mexican fighters, man. Mexican fighters don't lay down like that. They gonna fight. They gonna fight. They representing something. That's why you always hear that saying they got that Mexican blood. There's a reason why they came up with that term, that label. Warrior.
Surprise you because Canelo mentioned it's different when you talk about me, but in the ring it's gonna be different. So Canelo's skills surprise you?
Personally,
you didn't care. All you want to do is run from him.
I don't want to say it surprised me.
Look at Derrick James.
He showed his attention span was a lot.
He showed that he wanted to fight you.
I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know that game plan. But just watching his skills in the ring with me, I felt like I could have did a lot more.
Oh, you think?
Than I did. So.
Of course you could have. Sad, dude. I just want to dare to be great. Did you even fight like you was trying to dare to be great? Man, you lucky that, man, people, you lucky that, I'm surprised they didn't boo. Throw tomatoes at you while you was leaving the ring. You stunk up the place, dude. It was sad to watch you go out like a sucker.
I've seen it before. I've been in the ring with a lot of different fighters, and I've seen people with, I've seen skills. And he has some great skills in the ring. You got to give it to him. I don't even know when the last time I even talked about his skills.
All the time. He just lied right there. You just told him the day before how much skills he had. You told him too. You said you ain't never been in a ring with a Jabel Charlo. You wasn't lying. He ain't never been in a ring with nobody like that. How he do his head? He ain't never been in a ring with nobody like that. Pitiful. Your brother was looking at you. Pitiful. Pitiful. Let me fast forward past this stuff, dude. It's sad, man. Sad. Look at this dude. He don't know what he looking at. It's full of people like this.
Better matchup, or more competitive matchup for Canelo, Crawford or David Benavidez? I think the David Benavidez fight is a logical matchup. I think a lot of people will want to see it. It makes a lot of sense. But that doesn't get my juices flowing the way the idea of fighting Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is the most violent force in boxing. And I don't think...
That's why they ain't on HBO no more.
To see it, it makes a lot of sense. But that doesn't get my juices flowing the way the idea of fighting Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is the most violent force in boxing. And I don't think he's big enough to match with Canelo Alvarez, but I think he'd love to have a chance to.
Now, he said it for Crawford. He don't think he's big enough. He didn't say it for Charlie Boy. What happened to Charlie Boy? Why you didn't say it then, Lampley?
And speaking of the most violent force in boxing, Terence Bud Crawford, I got a chance to meet with Bud Crawford before the bout started.
Look at his eyes.
I asked him straight
Dude
out.
look like a robot. He's possessed by. He looks
Looking to
sick.
fight the winner. He looked at me with a stern face and said,
You don't know what he's looking
"Definitely, I'm
at.
looking to fight the winner." So it looks like he wants to be the next guy to ride the Canelo Alvarez train. What do you think he has to do to get
Terence
his
Crawford has gotten a lot of credit for what he's done, and he deserves it. The performance against Spence was spectacular. I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound number one. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford pound for pound number one. 2 days ago, I said to Canelo Alvarez, how do you feel about not being pound for pound number one anymore? He looked at me with a blank expression and said, what are you talking about? I'm still pound for pound number one. And tonight he went in and stated his case. It's pretty hard to talk against what he did tonight. So
What'd he do? He didn't even stop Charlo. Charlo's 2 weight divisions below him. He couldn't even stop him. He could have put pressure on him and stopped him. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Man, Canelo, if I was Canelo, once I realized he had pillows in his gloves, oh man. See, Canelo didn't want to gas out.
look, there's a 21-pound weight gap there. Terence Crawford's a 147-pound fighter. I'm sure he'd go as high as 160. Can he get Canelo Alvarez to come down from 68 to 60 to fight him? I don't know. I'm not sure that Canelo would give him that much respect. And I don't think that Crawford has a chance to beat him at 168.
Ain't that something? You should have been saying that about Charlo. Just logically don't make no sense, dude. You know how many fighters, Canelo, champions that dude done fought? Arguably the face of boxing, pound for pound at one point. Charlo ain't never been none of that. And he 2 weight classes below. And you gave him all his credit. That's why Canelo is the best. He just showed it tonight. Sad, y'all. Listen to these guys, man. Right there, he said it. Charlo hasn't made it. He just showed up for a check. And he is focused on fighting like a guy that don't want to get hurt. Just to win. That's what I said. From the first bell. I said that the other day. I said, man, he gonna act the same way he acted in these press conferences. Too much respect. He gonna Canelo gonna dictate it all. He did. Charlo didn't want to get embarrassed. Look bad in the instant replays, getting knocked out like his buddy Spence. He didn't want to do that. He figured he gonna save face and run. He gonna make it out this fight in one piece. Charlo moving up but not punching enough. He didn't have no punch. Punch was gone. He didn't have no power, none. Once you ain't got no power, you're done fighting Canelo. Yeah, that's it. You're too small. She's crazy, y'all. Look at he coming in like he. He had a lot of people convinced though that he was gonna do something at that division. He couldn't fool me. This you can't fool me. Look, look at his brother like, nigga, please. You just now gonna show up? Now look how big his brother is. They twins. His brother has been fighting. That's why I seen a video where dude said they twins. They got the same genetics. Yeah, and right they do. But this guy been fighting at the division, at a higher division, way longer. And his body is showing that. And, you know, he's coming down in weight because he was big. He's going through a lot of personal stuff. But he's just he's big. If Charlo, Jamel, if he gradually goes up, he'll get big. And he gotta stay at the division for a while. Let your body kind of get used to it, fill out to the division. Kind of move from there. You don't just jump up weight classes and say, I'm going to dare to be great and let the fans believe you and they speaking the same stuff you talking, knowing you coming for the check. That's okay. I ain't mad at you. You got paid. You got paid. You didn't fight for it neither. Anyway.